Last week, a mayoral candidate in Louisville, Kentucky, became the latest target in what Homeland Security calls a rapidly growing domestic terror threat. The alleged gunman, a city council candidate and racial justice activist, walked into Craig Greenberg's campaign office and shot at him before his team barricaded the door.
I'm shaken up. It was a surreal experience, and mostly right now, I just want to get home to my wife and sons and give them a hug.
The shooting comes just weeks after a gunman in North Texas took 4 hostages at a synagogue.
The threat environment is probably the most volatile and dynamic that I've experienced in my 35-plus year career.
On Tuesday, a top counterterrorism official warned that violence spurred by domestic and foreign actors is spiking. Both Louisville and North Texas fit that pattern.
This is a threat environment that has become intermingled, right? Where multiple ideologies can be commingled.
Mr. Greenberg is Jewish, so there's that. We don't know if it's tied to the candidate, political, or if it's just, are we dealing with someone who has mental issues?
At the synagogue, Cohen says the British gunman identified with ISIS and also as anti-vax and anti-government. Cohen says that certain online political narratives are fueling extremists, but defended Homeland Security against critics who fear that threat assessments can trample on First Amendment rights.
Our job's not to police thought. Our job is to prevent acts of violence.
And he warned of specific threats against houses of worship, plus universities, government officials, and drug companies.
There's a level of anger out there. It's the anger is being stoked by threat actors.
Well, I think churches should be well aware that they're a target.
Church security expert Ron Aguiar says history shows a pattern of lone wolves attacking churches.
You can go back in the last 20 or 30 years in violence at churches. It's been one person in America, in the U.S.
To prevent or mitigate attacks, faith communities can access government grants to bolster security. And experts say churches should work closely with police. At a deeper level, says Cohen, the challenge is for the country to stop demonizing political opponents and refuse to accept political violence. Heather Sells, CBN News.